It's a credit to Dan Hurley and his staff.
Speaking of Dan Hurley, we got him live right now from inside McDonough Arena. And Coach, congratulations on the win. We're going to get to James Bouknight in a moment, of course. But first, I'm curious. I'd love to have you describe your first half and then your second half tonight.
Well, I mean, we started incredibly well. We were, out 10-0 and really jumped them. And then, when we went to the bench, I think some of the bench guys, our level dropped, and then just couldn't kind of find our rhythm. And credit Georgetown. I mean, Patrick's doing a hell of a job with those guys, and they've played really well in their last several Big East games.
Coach Hurley, it's Lav. Congratulations on the win. And you've got a great feel. You come from a basketball family. You're a point guard yourself, playing for PJ Carlesimo at Seton Hall. You know, your choice at one point earlier this year to sit down R.J. Cole, and he comes off the bench with a great attitude, contributes. Now he's back in the starting lineup playing the best basketball of his career. Just take us through your thinking on putting him on the bench and then bringing him back into the lineup to bring out his best.
Yeah, I mean, putting him on the bench wasn't easy for me to do because he's like my dad's last Division I player, I think, that he's ever coached from St. Anthony, and he was my dad's point guard. So think about that phone call to my dad when I benched his butt. But I just think at that point in the year, especially with Bouknight out, we needed more from that position, and he was capable of so much more. And it was production and playmaking, but it was more leadership and directing the team and being that determined point guard leader that you need. And he received the message, and he's been great. He's been great since.
Let's talk about James Bouknight. Coach had 36 minutes over the weekend in the loss to Villanova. The legs kind of gave out a little bit at the end, starting to get gassed. Where is he minutes-wise right now after this game going forward down the home stretch in your eyes?
I mean, the problem with James is when you take him out, he starts, you could feel his eyes peering through the back of my skull. He puts a lot of pressure on the staff to get him back in there. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if there's a minutes restriction for him, moving forward. We've got to be smart, try to find ways to get him to get him a rest, maybe going into a media timeout, finding ways to get him a breather. But, I think it was a tough ask going into that Villanova game. Even a guy of his caliber, there wasn't much runway to go into that kind of showdown performance that he was looking for in that game. So, it's going to take him a couple games to find his rhythm. And when he does, I think we're going to be really, really dangerous.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than that look that is happening behind you with those eyeballs putting a hole in the back of your head. I know there's a couple guys on the bench during last days that were saying, get me on the court, Coach.
Usually the best ones.
Yes, right, and Bouknight is one of those best ones. Coach Hurley, congratulations on the win, and thanks for joining us live from D.C. Safe travels back up to Stores.